So, episode 5, as we kind of already alluded to, episode 5 of Hard Knocks, you see the final team construction get made up. You see who it's going to be. And as Kim was mentioning, and Eric, like, you got to see the conversations that the coaching staff had with these players as they're cutting them. And yeah, Eric, you were mentioning that some of the conversations felt like kind of performative or something along those lines. Did you want to elaborate on that?
Just more so like everybody, when you go into that meeting, you know what you're supposed to say. Like, I don't feel like anybody's speaking really from the heart. It's more so, we really liked you. It really sucks that we got to let you go, but, it's the business, and hopefully you catch on somewhere. Maybe we'll circle back around. Like, we know you, we like you, blah, blah, blah. And then the player says, I understand it's a business. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. Good luck and everything. Like, like that's just like how the conversation, like both sides know what they're going to say before they go in there. Cause like, if you're getting called to the office, like, oh, they cut me, you know what I mean? Like, so I do think that it's hard. And I think that relationships are formed, and like, there are, like as a coach, like your job is to put your all into these players, like whoever they are, whether they're just a camp body or the first round pick. And so like, there is probably a part of it that is like, oh man, this really sucks, especially coming from former players. But I think like what we saw isn't necessarily like an accurate representation of like how these two people actually feel coming out of that meeting.
I can see where your cynicism comes in at with the cameras being there, but I also think it could be just more along the lines of they're being professional in the moment, because they know that it's being recorded. So 2, they also try and get another job. So it's like, I'm not going to go in here. I'm not going to act up. Like, if I got fired from my job, I'm probably not going to act up. Like, I'm just going to be like,
no kidding.
I wouldn't say it was because they were on Hard Knocks. I'm saying like, I think that that's just what you do when you get cut from the NFL team. I think that's how it goes. But I think that really like Pimpleton, like, I think he was pissed or he was sad. Like, I think that, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, or like Zadarius Smith, like, no, I'm gonna make you regret like this decision. Like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kill this fucking team, because like that's what they do when they get to a new team. So I think that that's just like kind of like it's textbook. Like when you're in a job interview, like like the kind of script that you're supposed to have going back and forth. Like, right. Whether that's I'm a hard worker, I'm a multitasker, I'm a blah blah blah. Like, really, it's like, no, I'm gonna slack off and I'm gonna try to get by with it.
I have my days,
right? Yeah, I might be late a couple times. No, I'm punctual. I'm always there. I'm first one in, last one out.
I stay late. You don't expect me to see. Don't see me. No. I won't be here. I'll be here past 5. Coach.
I'll be the first one here too.
I'll be the last one out the building.
You know what was a cool story though? Chase Lucas. And if you remember in the preseason opener, he dropped the interception that could have clinched the game for him. But then in the final preseason game, he recovered the onside kick. Super geeked about it. Like, yeah, like it's just like his arc of his growth of as a character, not as a character, like it's a TV show. I mean, it is, you know what I'm saying? A scripted show. His growth through the preseason was really cool to watch, and to see him actually make the team and like talk to his coach. Like, do you really think I could be like, a real starting level NFL cornerback? And coach is like, you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you were. Like, own that, believe in that. And I was like, that's real. I don't know about y'all and y'all professions, but there are definite times where I be at tables and I'm like, how am I even here right now? Should I be here? What are they even talking about sometimes? And I'm just pretend I'm gonna figure this out. Like, I'm gonna show you I need to be at this table. But sometimes that imposter syndrome really kick in where you just be like, I don't even know how I got here.
You just gotta remember.
Like for me, it's like I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, like I realize that that's everybody. Like everybody at your job probably feels that way. It's like we all just figuring it out. So like I don't feel like I'm out of place, in that regard. It's just like they hired you to do a job, do it to your best of your ability because we all just trying to make it through. Like, and that's apropos of nothing for the show. It's just like the way I look at it with the imposter syndrome stuff.
Man, I wish I had your confidence, fam.
It was throwing me off because Chase Young, what's his name? Chase Lucas. He looked like Gary Payton. It's like every time he's on the screen, I'm like, GB2.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I was scared for him. You said what?
I said, go ahead, sir.
Oh no, I was scared for him for a second because I thought he had got hurt in episode 3, I believe, when they was playing the Colts, and towards the end of the game, and he had that he tripped up with the lineman and stuff like that. He was kind of like, oh, bro, not a contact. I was like, well, I just take this contact. Like, but damn, no, not like this, not like this. Thankfully, he was good, and he showed improvement, man. Like some cats, you just it takes that conversation. It takes the words of encouragement sometimes to kind of validate some things, not everything. Like folks get to a point where you've grown enough to where hey, I'm either you're doing a good job or not, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to hear it from somebody else, just to kind of feel in that validation, because that can either be the tipping point between you either working harder or you just kind of like leaning into, all right, I'm complacent, I'm chilling, I'm gonna be here. Because I don't hear it from nobody if I'm doing good consistently. I don't need you to tell me every single day good, but if I never hear it, I never know. You know what I mean? Like, so for you to kind of come up like, no, like, man, can I really be a star in this league? Like, can I have to really start in this league? Like, it's not that many dudes that make this league, and I'm already here. And you're telling me I can be one of the best as a starter in this league? Yeah. You wouldn't be here if it wouldn't. Cool. I'm gonna keep on working then. I'm gonna keep pushing, and I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna prove you right. Like, if you got that faith in me, cool. I needed to hear that. Not everybody's like that way, but some people need that.
Yeah.
But also don't fish for compliments. But that's not here.
What's the saying? Don't blow smoke up my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Don't tell me something ain't true. Like, don't just be telling me stuff that sound good. Like,
don't just be setting me up.
Yeah, if you really believe in me, then tell me you believe in me. But if you don't, you can just keep that to yourself. Then, like,
exactly.
If it's real,
what I need to work on. Like, hey, you can do it if you do this. Okay, cool. I'll do that. I'll work on that then. Don't tell me I can't. Don't tell me you fucking suck. Like, damn, cut me then, man.
But there are some people that respond to that. Like, they need you to kind of challenge them to, like, motivate them. Like, they want to prove in spite of, like, oh, you don't believe in me? But Michael Jordan, basically. Like, Michael Jordan can invent something.
Chip on shoulder athletes where it's like they look for that edge to really push themselves. It was cool though to see Easy, although he got cut, to see them tell him off top like, hey yo, we want to bring you back to the practice squad if you clear waivers. I don't recall them saying it to anyone else in the cuts that we got to see on camera. Like, hey, we want to bring you back, and they actually were able to. So it's really cool that this guy who came to America 7 years ago was able to capitalize and get a chance to keep developing with the NFL team and took a shot on him. And the way the practice squads are, it's kind of just like having an extended roster, really.
Mm-hmm.
It helps.
Rodrigo.
I think it was the 13 players or something like that.
I think they signed 13, but they still have 3 spots open.
They did sign Tim Boyle back to the practice squad.
Tim Boyle or
Boyle.
Blau.
Blau was in Minnesota.
No, Blau they intended to, but then he went with Minnesota instead.
With Minnesota.
Yeah, but then after that, then they're like, all right, Tim, come back.
And like you said, somebody, even though he may not be the most athletic or the most gifted, like Tim Boyle, he's been around long enough now where he knows the job. He can come in, be a professional about it. You want me on the practice squad? Sure. Bring me back on the practice squad. I'll lead your practice squad team. Don't ask me to rush shit. Don't ask me to I ain't Lamar, I ain't emulating Kyle or none of that shit. But I'll give you these pocket QBs, which is fine. He'll hit him with the check downs and things like that.
That reminds me of the Colts game because they were like, "Oh, hey, look who's in the." I think it was Chase Lucas. Hey, look who's in the game. It's number 3. He ain't running at all. Like that motherfucker ain't moving at all. Like
we had a guest appearance during episode 5, Mr. Detroit.
Eminem. He brought some of his mom's cooking through.
Brought some mom's spaghetti.
Hey, that spaghetti look dry as shit.
Bro went back for 2. He went back for 2.
Bro, dry ass spaghetti, bro.
I know we don't blow the whistle on this show, but like when that kid was talking about like y'all eating tails, like bro, if you ain't never had an oxtail, I don't want to hear your mouth. So do not bad mouth oxtail in my presence. Oxtail is delicious.
Jamaican food, period.
Right, like boy, if you don't expand your palate,
right,
just try it.
You're eating tail. It's meat.
Just try it. Just try it.
Like, bro, you a grown ass man.
I was like, you're so goofy.
I think so. They heard the just the name like oxtail, where you just be like, what? Because I remember when I first heard it, I was like, wait, oxtail? Like what?
But if everybody's telling you it's delicious, like,
I mean, people tell me a lot of things are delicious. As a picky eater, they be lying half the time. So, but I will say oxtail is actually pretty good. Yeah, Mom's Spaghetti, in case y'all didn't know, is actually a restaurant in Detroit. Like it's, you can literally go to Mom's Spaghetti and get some spaghetti. That's all they sell, I believe, is spaghetti.
Oh, him and the coach had bro walked up, started shaking his hand. So how long we gonna be doing this? I was like, oh yeah, we gonna keep on. Oh, okay. You right.
And that's like Aubrey Pleasant. Like he was a former NFL player. Like it's crazy to be like they still like fan out over. I mean, it's Eminem. I get it, but I'm just saying like you ain't like you've done some things in your life. You still like, oh my god, Eminem, like so nice to meet you. I'm so, like you like a teenager again.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I thought was cool too was seeing Amon-Ra St. Brown and his family going to the immersive Van Gogh experience. I don't know if y'all have gone to those.
No, it looked dope.
I think the Monet exhibit is still going on here in Milwaukee, the immersive one. So me and the mayor, my husband, went to go to the Van Gogh one, and it was just as dope as it was looking on TV. Like it's an experience. Then they started speaking in German, and I was like, okay, bilingual.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you said Guten Tag?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably all I could. Wait, what does that even mean in German again?
I don't know.
Welcome or something.
Man, just saying a word, you don't know what it means.
I've seen
it's a great.
Oh, you're breaking up, sir.
He's Mr. Roboto.
Mr. E.
It's good or good afternoon.
Ah, okay.
Good day.
One thing that
I was saying it's a greeting because like before I said it's hello, and then Tim looked it up and it wasn't hello, and I'm like, well, it's a greeting. It's like how you.
No, that's salute in German.
You remember that one?
Hey, Tim was the expert out here.
For a little while, for a couple weeks, Tim was out here.
He was the expert out here.
That. In hindsight, it was fun. In the moment, I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
It was you said it, and we ran with it. But no, right. Real quick.
How many do you still have? Oh, sorry.
Shit. Kia Ora is still. What the fuck is that? What was Kia Ora? It was
That was like New Zealand, wasn't it?
Yes, it was New Zealand.
Was it New Zealand?
Yeah, it was New Zealand. And then it was what was the other one that we had?
Hey, we're gonna give you the one thing. We're gonna keep rolling.
Keep on rolling. Damn.
But no, all night.
Right. One thing that was interesting to me in this episode was when they mentioned the fact that their best-selling jersey was Hutchinson. You know, they knew number one, they knew rookie. And number 2 was Malcolm Rodriguez. And I was like, look at the Hard Knocks effect on the jersey sales.
I had a note about that one. So, like, Dan Campbell was like, oh, yeah, man, what does that say about our fan base? I'm like, it don't say what you think it says about your fan base.
What do you think it says?
They see 2 white players and they happy that they can buy their jersey.
Well, I definitely didn't look at it.
I didn't think that either. That
makes sense. For the Hutchinson, in large part, because Hutchinson, like, he's
Hutchinson makes sense. He's from there. I'm just saying,
Rodriguez,
like the lunch pail, the gritty guy. Like, oh, it's our new Malcolm Dellavedova.
But Rodriguez ain't he Latino?
Half.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy! All right, I'm not going down that road. But with that, those two having the top jersey sales. I also saw later on that the Lions home opener against the Eagles is sold out. Let me find the actual report that Fox Sports had put out. They said, quote, the Detroit Lions home opener versus the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday is sold out. Only standing room tickets are available. This is the first time since 2019 that a game has standing room only, and the first time the Lions have offered standing room tickets in a non-Thanksgiving game since 2017.
Good for them.
Now, I want to ask you guys this, and I want you all to answer it. Do y'all think that the influx of ticket sales for this home opener is, one, a Hard Knocks effect? Because people are seeing the show, seeing how they sold Detroit, seeing all this, like, yeah, look, this is a team I can support. Like, they got the grit, as we heard every episode multiple times. Like, they reeled Detroit. Like, I want to go see them play. Two, Hutchinson effect, where it's like, is Detroit coming out to support Michigan? And it's like, we've seen this kid grow up in our state. We want to come see him play. Or three, Eagles fans travel really, really well. And it's actually going to be more Eagles fans in the building than it will be Lions fans, or at least a very large contingent of Eagles fans that helped make this game a sellout. Because if you know anything about Philly sports, you know they travel well. So really quickly, we're going to go around and y'all let me know which one you think, or if it's a mix of those.
I think it's a combination of all three. But I think Hard Knocks probably was like the thing that took it over the top. Like, the other two would have happened either way, but I think that, you know, the Hard Knocks like that is what gave it about that. That was the multiplier. I don't know.
I think that, like you said, Hard Knocks I'll give credit to, because I feel like a lot of the fans, based on how Hard Knocks looks, will think that this season is going to be like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the team's passion, the coaches, the personnel that's there now. You cut some rookies or whatever the case may be, but your starters ain't the ones that you really been having to hear issues about. It's just kind of been all in the backstory and stuff like that. And I guess, and they finally won a preseason game. They won one in 8 preseasons.
So you think it's more the Hard Knocks effect?
Yeah, I think the Hard Knocks effect giving the fans more
stuff.
Like it's. I don't mean to be as respectfully as I can, a disillusion of greener pastures this season for this team.
I feel it. I'm cutting you off because we run out of time. But Ken, which one do you think it is, or do you think it's a combo?
Yeah, combo ball.
Do you think it leans
more? It lean more to Hard Knocks, I would say.
I'm gonna be the rebel. I think it's gonna be a lot of Philly fans in that building, and people are gonna be disappointed when they turn that game on, thinking it's gonna be a loud Detroit contingent. As a Bucs fan, I know how Philly fans travel, because they came here for a game just to boo Malcolm Brogdon, and then he didn't play, and they booed Tony Snell the whole game instead. So,
plus 44-6 last year.
Yeah, it should be a good game. So they gonna be geared up. I know the Lions already said, like, we remember last year, and we have something to prove. Like, we want to come out and we want to show something. So we'll see if they can do it. We're gonna do our outros and get up out of here. But before we do, I'm gonna just go around real quick. 1 to 5, how do you rate this season of Hard Knocks? Tim?
4.
Eric?
3.
Ken?
4.
I'll give it a solid 4 too. They had really good personalities to me on this.
Shout out to Jamal Williams.
Yeah, and the coaches were fun too. All the former players, like, I thought it was a pretty good mix. So I give it a good 4. But that concludes our recap of Hard Knocks. We hope that y'all enjoyed. If you have not already listened to our full weekly show, make sure that you check that out wherever you listen to podcasts. We are everywhere with our weekly show. If you're an NFL fan, join our FanDuel League or our Pick'em Pool League. You'll see the information in the comments and the description as well of this episode. And football is back, baby. Let's have some fun with that. So with all that being said, we're going to get out of here. And if you want to follow me on my personal social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
on the Twitter, Instagram, PSN streets, because 2K come out tonight as you hear it is. At Camille Monae, CAMILLEMONAE.
At your Milwaukee Bucks burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
That's all you get.
Everyday _ gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. C'est la vie. Happy football season. We are baby. Dun 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 dun.
Boom, 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 boom.
Peace out, y'all.